welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Ronka and I love to talk about travel, career, and general living tips. If that sounds like your sort of thing, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Alright, so today I'm talking about office drama. Office drama is interesting to me because on one hand, part of me feels like office drama should not exist. I feel like if we all could learn how to be professional and reasonable individuals, there would be absolutely no need for office drama. I feel like when it comes to work and what the expectations are, what the goals are, those are pretty clear, and I just don't feel that there should be drama about it. I mean, I know that there's drama from like people throwing people under the bus or, you know, a variety of other things that pop up, but truly, office drama is one thing that I just personally don't believe should exist. And for me, I just really try to avoid. Like, I have absolutely no reason to be in drama. I don't want to have drama with anybody in the office. I like collecting my paycheck and I want to keep it that way. So as much as possible, I really try to avoid office drama. Now, of course, the one thing I will say, when I talk about office drama, I'm really talking about like petty things or things that in the grand scheme are not going to impact your career or someone else's career. However, I do believe that if you see any instances of harassment, anything that's illegal, anything that's ethically questionable, I would probably raise it with someone. You know, most organizations should have at least one channel or multiple channels for you to kind of follow up with. But personally for me, if it's something that's not really worth escalating, I really do my best to stay out of it. And here are my reasons why. The number one reason really is that a lot of times, especially with office drama that like directly does not involve you, there can be a lot of like he said and she said in it. And I just personally feel that whenever there's a he said, she said, especially when you're not involved in the situation, even if you are, you're more than likely missing other perspectives. Like, I like to believe that there is N+1 sides to every story. So you think about the number of people that are in that situation, and it's going to be at least N+1, meaning one for each person, plus the unadulterated, unbiased truth, as far as I'm concerned. I think that when you involve yourself in office drama, when you don't have the full picture, I think it's risky because then you then involve yourself in something that you truly don't know enough about. And then if you do involve yourself, especially in a he said, she said sort of drama, the other issue with that is that it kind of makes you choose a side. And so you can no longer be unbiased. You can no longer just be a bystander. You're actively getting involved in that drama to pick a side. For me, another reason why I avoid office drama, and this even includes when maybe you realize someone has an issue with someone and they start talking about that person. I always tell anyone that I'm counseling this as well, please avoid talking about people. There's one thing to be said if you are working with someone and they're reporting to you and you're giving feedback, or you are giving an assessment of their work and maybe of their temperament to someone else that needs to know. But then when you're talking about someone outside of that context and it's in a way that you really have no business talking about them, for me, I feel like you're opening yourself up to unnecessary scrutiny. The truth about it is that you really never know who knows who or who is actually as tight with who as you think you sometimes do. And so for me, I just feel that when you find yourself in those situations where you start talking about someone negatively in a way that is not substantiated or in a way that really doesn't have an impact as far as like how they are professionally doing, I think that you set yourself up to look not like a team player. You set yourself up to look at someone that wants to tear others down, and I just don't think it's the right way to go about things in a professional setting. Additionally, the truth is someone that's willing to talk with you about other people is probably willing to talk with other people about you. That's what I've always been told, and I really do strongly hold on to that. So I really just try as much as possible to avoid talking about anyone in any sort of context that is outside of their professional capacity. So going back again to like whenever you have, especially like a he said, she said drama or a drama where there's sides involved, I feel that at times you also set yourself up when you do pick a side in the sense that if they end up amongst themselves kind of patching things up, they might remember who took sides and they might not look kindly on that. So, and this is something that applies whether in the workplace or even outside. So in general, I really do try to avoid taking sides because once again, you might not understand the full story. And for me, it's also about making sure that even hopefully after these individuals do resolve whatever it's going on, it's not a situation of, oh, well, she didn't believe me because of X, Y, and Z thing. It's really important to try to be as impartial as possible and to utilize professional judgment, right? There are some things that, of course, maybe you do have to speak on. maybe if you're somehow involved or depending on your role. But as much as is possible, I think it's important to try to remain as unbiased and impartial as possible. For me, another reason why I also try to avoid office drama, and this goes back to like high school, elementary, middle school drama. I've noticed that sometimes just even being like close to the drama but not involved will make you look like you're involved. And those are the sort of things that, especially when they're extremely silly, can tarnish your reputation. So for me, I really try to avoid drama, period. If someone has an issue with somebody, all right, go speak to that person. I don't really need to know what you're talking to them about. I don't need to know even when you talk to them about it, but you go and address it with that person. It's only if I know that I have to step in as a mediator that I would get involved. But otherwise, I don't want to be aware of something that is petty that I can't really even control, can't really have a say over, and then have that impact me and make me look odd because I'm aware and maybe it looks like I was feeding off of the drama. So I'm extremely cautious about stuff like that. As I've said, I have absolutely no issue kind of counseling someone through how to approach a situation that they might be going through. Neither do I have any issue with mediating between individuals. But when it comes to something that, once again, I know I can't mediate or is just really, really petty or is really just maybe a matter of very minor sort of misunderstanding, the best I can do is really just direct people on how to go resolve it or who to resolve it with. I don't really try to get involved. Finally, when it comes to avoiding office drama, the one thing I would say is that you really kind of have to know the people that you're dealing with, right? I know from the beginning of the video, I talked about utilizing professional judgment and, you know, if we could all be professionals, a lot of the stuff would be avoided. You really have to know the people that you're dealing with. And for me, part of that means knowing people's temperaments. There are some people that are, I don't want to say easily offended, but might be easily offended, might be kind of easy to set off. And so you have to know the different temperaments that you're working with and know how to kind of manage working with them. And so for me, one of the things that I've been able to really learn over the course of my career is how to hear what someone is saying and hear what they're not saying, but ultimately not let it bother me. I mean, I've had instances where people have come at me crazy or said funny things to me in the work setting. And more often than not, my response is to take a breather, walk away, close my laptop, or in certain situations where it is that egregious, escalate it. I absolutely refuse to engage with anyone. Like, you're not gonna get any sort of satisfaction out of trying to push my buttons or anything. There are no buttons to push. In the grand scheme, some of the things that do pop up are pretty inconsequential. So I really try not to focus on those things. I really focus on the ones that maybe might have an impact on, you know, client delivery, might have an impact on my professional growth as an individual or things like that. I just really try to make a good value judgment and decide, is this worth my time? And then if it is worth my time, what's the best way for me to actually resolve it or address it if need be? All in all, really, my mindset is just to always mind the business that pays you. And the business that pays you is usually the business that your organization has given to you to do. And as I said at the beginning of the video, in no way am I advocating for looking the other way when you see something egregious happen. If you see something that is illegal, something that is ethically incorrect, harassment, anything of that nature, please make sure that you are reporting it to the appropriate parties. But otherwise, like I said, if it's something that's petty and you truly know that it does not have an impact on your work or your growth, just let it go. Let it go. Let it go, like Elsa said. As always, please make sure to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to my channel for more travel, career, and general living tips. See you in the next video.